O Captain, my Captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every wrack, the prize we've sought is won. O Captain, my Captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung. From fearful trip to victor ship comes in with object one.
Well, that was pretty good. Welcome in to the DNVR Avalanche postgame show presented by Bet365 as the Avs beat the Dallas Stars 4-0 in Game 4. We're dropping the shirts, chat. The comeback is official with the Gabriel Landeskog goal. Go get that. Go get the Black Wall. Go get Marty Party. They are all available at the ALLCITY Network store right now.
Nice.
Go jump on it. Get your shirts because who knows? They might get here during the playoff run. Who's to say? Avs even the series at 2 in fantastic fashion. Like, genuinely. Can the Avs play much better than that? Like, it was so good.
Outstanding. It can't. I mean, if you're... Get 10 check, like, whatever you call that, check box, like the boxes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like before the game, 10 of them. They
Check
probably
boxes,
nailed all
yeah.
of them.
I agree.
I'm just saying,
I
as
agree.
a team... Usually you go over, as a team, you do have some stuff you want to hit, like, between 8 and 10 things, and you'll go over it the next day. They didn't miss on anything. There's no way. There's no way. You cannot play.
Discipline maybe is the only thing, and I'm reaching pretty hard there.
I mean, man, that was fun to watch. This team is so fun to watch when they're going on all cylinders. They're still muddy waters. It's still playoffs, but you know what? They fought through, and then they broke through, you know what I mean? And then they broke the game open, and then they never looked back. And, wow. I mean, you're talking about a whoop. I don't want to say the word. A butt whooping.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yes,
Like,
indeed.
you know what I mean?
For a playoff game?
Yeah. I mean, man, that's if you're Dallas, and again, it's 2-2. You're not... You're in a, you're happy. We talked
Still
about that.
a lot of series left.
We're talking about the game tonight. This is what we're talking about. This is a post-game pod about the game. You got to be disappointed if you're Pete DeBoer and your staff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because you... And then the opposite...
You got smashed.
No, you got smacked. That was a smacking.
Yeah.
And then if you're Bednar, you're happy because everything they hit, from the switch of the lines to... The finding some combinations to, getting a power play goal, to getting a shorty, you know what I mean? And your goalie playing good. And then, limiting the chances against.
I mean, the Avs weren't just the better team tonight. They were the better team in every single facet.
That's what I'm saying. It's a butt whooping.
I get what? Face-offs? I think they were below 50%. No, they finished, even face-offs finished 50-50.
Perfect. There you go.
So
couldn't win that one either.
the Avs were just dominant in every phase, every shape, every way. I said this on the watch along, and the Avs are not going to play like that every night. There's 3 games or 2 games left in the series, and I guarantee you the Avs won't play this well, and probably any of them. But if they do play this way, they win. Full stop. That team is borderline unbeatable when they play like that.
You saw the Colorado Avalanche, right? I don't think you saw the Dallas Stars, right? Obviously, Dallas Stars a lot better than what they showed tonight.
Was not their best game by any stretch of the imagination.
But you saw the Colorado Avalanche tonight, and that's... I mean, we saw game 1. I just felt game 2 and 3, remember? It was not very good.
You felt like a lot of what you saw in this game was missing. Not necessarily the ability, but a lot of the hard work, the making the right decisions, the no quit attitude that it felt like the Avs took to this game just felt a little bit lacking in game 2 and 3. And this was the response you wanted. Obviously, you would rather be up in the series, but once you got down a game in the series, this was the game that you wanted.
Absolutely. And even reading the chat, Joseph said, he's just saying something about Marty Nation. It's like, didn't get a point, but you noticed him. Exactly.
Yep.
Everyone did their job.
Yep. Every single player on the Avs.
Everyone did their job. Even, Wedgwood on the bench. I thought he was awesome. I think he cracked a joke once and 3 guys laughed, so he kept them loose. Everyone did their job. No, I told you I got so much respect for that Wedgwood. That's for another day, but keep watching him on morning skates, and man, what a pro he is. But anyway, everyone did their job. It was fun to watch. Fun for McKenzie to get the bagel. And hey, I'm just saying we called it before the show. 4-0.
That was all you, buddy.
4-0. Landeskog goal. Mackenzie Blackwood shutout. I'm just saying.
Not bad.
If you want to hear about bets before a game, just listen to our show, and then you can go about it. Go figure out what you want.
It was a fun one. I really do.
It was awesome.
And just to back it up with a few numbers from the night, Avs out-Corsied Dallas 87-38.
Yeah,
more than double the attempts at 5-on-5.
Not good, Bob.
Scoring chances were 44-18. High dangers 17-6.
Not even close to that.
Yeah, right. Ridiculous numbers in this game for the Colorado Avalanche, top to bottom. And your special teams come through for you on both ends. Your PK ends up killing 4 different power plays in this game, including scoring a shorthanded goal. And your power play goes 1 for 1. Problem solved.
Referees didn't do their job. There you go. We found the flaw in the game. There you go.
You're not wrong. I don't need to get into it here because even then, the Avs were so good it didn't matter. Anything could have happened. The Avs were not taking no for an answer in this one. They were that good. You get into the rest of these numbers, and maybe this isn't that surprising, but important. Avs' best line tonight at 5-on-5 was their second line.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
The line you had not gotten enough out of through the first 3 games is your best line in game 4.
You're talking about adjustments, and people talking about Bednar, I think they might have found something.
Yeah.
They might have found Brock Nelson like a partner in Gabriel Landeskog. I'm just saying. Brock Nelson, I haven't seen him skate that fast. I've seen the old picture that he looks like he's like 95. But I'll tell you one thing, he's been good since he's been in Avalanche. Tonight, between that 2 blue lines, that neutral zone there, he looked like he was flying. He looked like Joe Sakic flying. And then, what's his name? Gabe just, connects with him. And you might have found something right now in those 2. And then Val was hunting, and they were awesome. And, wow. I mean, again, they tinker with stuff until you find the right combo, right? They might have found the right combo. They might have found it because those 2 lines were effective. Nate MacKinnon, I'm going to say this, and we'll talk about it more, but number 29 and number 8, you noticed them every shift from the first shift. They were awesome. They set the tone. Forget about Gabe again, emotional leader of this team. We all know he's the leader of this team, the captain. Oh, captain, my captain. But those 2 guys, they set the tone from the get-go, and they were awesome. I
think what was important about MacKinnon and Makar is they look like themselves.
Yes.
Makar still had some iffy shooting at times and some of that, but his legs were cooking. Nathan MacKinnon was flying up and down the ice. He was creating with regularity, both on his own and both for his teammates. There was a good balance tonight for those guys where it didn't feel like they were forcing it too often, but they were also taking what was given to them. And look, top to bottom, the Avs were great, but you say it all the time. It starts with the top, and the top were doing what they were supposed to be doing in this one.
North-south, less east-west, moving, getting out of zones. Oh, zone ahead, right? Zone ahead. Involved physically. A lot of hits. The Avs were not just the hitters, the Parker Kellys of the world, the Logan O'Connors, like everyone. MacKinnon was throwing his body around. It was nice to watch. It was fun to watch because they hit every single thing that they needed to hit. And when they do that, and by the way, I'm switching topics. I'll give Josh Manson again.
Around.
I'll give
honestly, I thought he was probably better in game 2.
No, but I'm saying
very,
overall,
very good.
He's a difference maker. And then when he gets angry, Because you got to remember, Bishel's being angry on the other side. Marshman's being angry on the other side. I like those guys. I don't like them, but I like them. And it's so fun that Josh Manson is there. And what do we call him? The Manimal or
Sure.
something like that?
Yeah.
Wow. He's made a big difference. Been awesome.
Couple of things I wanted to jump into. This is a playoff game. Avs didn't have a single forward that reached 20 minutes. Balanced attack from this lineup. Their low man was Druin at 9:53, and even he had a point. Your fourth line played 12 to 13 minutes. That is a balanced attack for
Drury
you.
was awesome.
Drury was great.
LOC, game winner.
Like
Parker, chin strap, awesome.
I think the dude had about 18 hits in this game.
Awesome.
Like crazy. And the guy I want to touch on here, because genuinely, the comment on screen, Logan O'Connor might be the best player in this series right now. He might be the most effective player on the ice for either team through 4 games of this series.
Here's what I'll say about Logan. Last year, we didn't talk enough that he wasn't there in the playoffs. That hurt the Avs a lot. Because we talked about the Val thing and, we forgot a little bit about Logan O'Connor, how good he can be in a playoff series with his speed. And start of the season, maybe you saw a little bit of tentative Logan O'Connor in my book.
Sure.
Now what you're seeing is Logan O'Connor. I don't know what it is, how I can describe it. I fell in love with him when he was with the Eagles, and I was like, oh boy, okay, this guy's going to play. Is when he's like hunched over, and he's so fast, and he skates like this, you know what I mean? And he goes and hunts. I love it. You didn't see that earlier in the season. What is it? Hip surgery?
Yeah, it was
whatever.
hip.
It was hip, yeah. Wasn't himself. Now he's himself. Now this is a guy that every team in the National Hockey League is like, man, we missed on that one. Could have had him for nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then obviously he signs a very nice contract, but it's really, really, he earns every penny of his contract.
Has earned it, yeah.
And man, oh man, kickbacks, right?
Yep.
He's the kickback mayor of the town. I love it.
Dirtball mayor.
Dallas is not liking him right now. They're like, he's taking kickbacks. Let's try to get him kicked out.
It's incredibly impressive work that you've gotten that consistency. And when you get that on top of your better players doing what they're supposed to do, well, you start to build a 4-0 scoreline in game 4. That's what happens on that front. Game started out, funnily enough, not that the first period was bad. Every minute of this game was pretty darn good for the Avs for the most part, but maybe the first period was the weakest of the 3 for the Avs, just because of penalties and kind of having to manage the game a little bit. And what happens? It's not your best players that get you on the board first, even if the energy is there, even if they do their job.
Yep.
It's Logan O'Connor, who and that is, look, nobody else. That is Logan O'Connor by himself, eats Thomas Harley for breakfast, and goes down and beats Jake Ottinger too.
And then the difference is Ottinger there. Again, unbelievable effort by Logan. I'm not sure I like it for Ottinger. But right before that, McKenzie makes a couple big saves.
Absolutely.
Right? So all of a sudden, your goalie makes a couple big saves. The other guy on the other side does not on that one. You know what I mean? Beautiful goal by Logan. I'm not, please, Chad, don't get mad at me when I'm saying that. But he didn't make the save. McKenzie made, remember the pad across, push across. There. He got it right there, whatever it is. McKenzie started the right way. They killed those penalties. The special teams were strong. The hat on backwards worked for special teams. We saw it. The hat on backwards worked. And it will stay on. It will stay on. I don't care what people say. It had a lot to do with it tonight on the special teams. It did. I did my part.
Whatever keeps you
If I
sleeping
did my
at
part,
night, I guess.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
Appreciate that.
fine.
Yeah, see? It made a difference.
Look, Eric can be the ringleader of superstition over there, all right? That's his job. We do have more to get into, but let's pay some bills here first, as we are brought to you by the fantastic folks over at Timeline. Look, I don't think anyone is upset about Gabe Landeskog's 3-year timeline and the return he has had, which was fantastic tonight. But you might want to see results a little bit quicker than that. And that's where Timeline comes into play. They sell MitoPure, a specific ingredient designed and developed by them, and it's designed to help the cells in your body regenerate and become stronger. They're the building blocks of life. MitoPure recharges your cells and helps your body systems to work better. It's the only supplement clinically proven to rejuvenate health at the cellular level. They've done a ton of studies on it. And when you look at it, it's shown to deliver double-digit increases in muscle strength and endurance without a change in your exercise routine. That is a win. Get ready to be your best, most energized, most revitalized you. Right now, you can get 10% off your Timeline MitoPure if you head on over to timeline.com/DNVR today to get started. That's timeline.com/DNVR to get your 10% off of Timeline. Once you've got your Timeline, once you're feeling younger, you're going to have to feel young and excited when you go to Ball Arena for a playoff game, because this series will have a Game 6 no matter what. So there will be another game at Ball Arena, and Game Time can get you in. Use code DNVR when you download the Game Time app today to get $20 off your first purchase with Game Time. Make sure you're using their Game Time Picks feature to find the best tickets for the best prices based on what you search for. It'll filter out all the junk, and you'll only get the great deals. Bunches of ways to save money with them too, whether it's waiting for last-minute tickets or using their section selector. You can save your cash, and they guarantee you the best price on tickets. If you find tickets cheaper somewhere else, Game Time will give you 110% of the ticket price reimbursed to your account. So head on over to Game Time today, download the app. There's a link down in the description, and make sure to use that DNVR code to get $20 off your first purchase. Of course, terms and conditions apply, but what time is it? Is Game Time, baby. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. Look, let's play some 3 stars if they're ready to go. Star number 3, and we kind of talked about a little bit already here, but Brock Nelson. Nelson is a guy that the Avs need to be good, because he is the guy locked into your second line, no matter what pieces are around him. And you talked about, hey, it's great that they found something. Nelson is the rock there. He is your 2C, no matter what. So when he's performing, the rest of the second line performs. Full stop.
You just touched on ice time.
Yep.
He's going to play 14 minutes, whatever. What is it, 14:44?
Bingo.
Okay, so you're going to play 15 minutes a night like this, and you're going to get energy like he had tonight. Those guys could have easily scored a couple more goals. I think they found something. I think they finally found. They've been tinkering a lot, right, since he's been here. There was the Val, remember? Then it was him on the wing with Nate. Remember, we didn't like that.
Yeah.
I think you found someone for him right now in Gabe Landeskog, and I like that Val's there too. So I don't know. Like I said to you, I've never seen him skate so fast between 2 blue lines. And it's not his forte. I wouldn't say that, Brock Nelson, he's a speed demon. I'm not saying he's a bad skater, but he's certainly not Nathan MacKinnon skating. You know what I mean? He looked like Nathan MacKinnon there. And I was like, man, that guy is flying. So I think given like a nice play like that to a guy that hasn't played hockey in 3 years, it gives you juice.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's just going to give Brock Nelson some juice. I'm excited for him. He seemed so excited when Gabe scored. I mean, is there anybody in the building that wasn't excited? I think the other team almost threw it. I think Steve Spott, the coach on the bench for the Dallas Stars, was like, yeah. And then he's like, oh, sorry, wrong team.
Wait a minute.
You know, Spotter was his coach in juniors, right? So we all know that in case you didn't. But anyway, man, Brock Nelson was impressive tonight. He is, like you said, a rock. I like that. I'm going to call him the Rock from now on. I think they found a combo there.
Look, every lieutenant needs his captain, and he's Brock C. Nelson.
He is Brock C. Nelson. 96 years old. But he's
Second platoon. Number 2, Mackenzie Blackwood. Honestly, when you get an playoff shutout, you deserve the number 1 star, but our number 1 star is obviously a very special case in this game. But a shutout for Blackwood in the playoffs, unreal stuff. For a guy who 4 games ago had never played a playoff game, has taken the Avs save percentage to top 3 in the playoffs so far in a 2-2 series. Excellent, excellent, excellent stuff from that guy.
Steady Eddie. Felt it today. I don't know why. Saw him in the locker room this morning. I'm like, you know what? Seems very relaxed. He's not. I've seen some goalies, man. They are like, oh boy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they are just like nervous wrecks. You know what I mean? Like before games and morning of games, and you can't talk to them, and nobody can talk to them. And this guy's very laid back.
Yep.
Hangs out with Donnie and the equipment guys and jokes around. And it's not like he's hiding, and he's actually hanging there, no shirt, just no rush to get out of there.
Sure.
Because a lot of guys will just kind of get undressed their gear. I'm talking about, then you disappear in the back because media is not allowed in the back, right? So this guy's like not hiding. I think he's enjoying the ride. He's enjoying the playoff ride. This is his first time ever. Numbers are there. Mm-hmm. You're talking about 2 shots that he learned from probably in overtime.
Yep.
That's the difference between having 2 more wins, right? Wow, he's impressive. I think you can tell when he's dialed in. When he's dialed in early, I like when he makes a save earlier, because he got quiet a little bit for a while there. I'm not bashing on Dallas, but it's not like McKenzie was really busy after a while. You know what I mean? So I like when he gets busy early. That means that he's feeling the puck, I think Lundqvist said that on TNT yesterday. He's like, oh my God, it's kind of nice as a goalie to feel the puck early on, So tonight, that was the perfect setup for him. So we'll go from there.
And you all know who the number 1 is.
Hold on, I got to go back. Joseph's giving it to me now. No, I'm not giving it to me. But he says, that's right. Joseph was saying, don't worry about it. Blackwood will be great. I agree with you, Joseph. You were bang on. But you got to remember too, we love him. We were the ones that said we got to go get Mackenzie Blackwood. And I think you were saying that too, Joseph, earlier in the, months ago.
4 games
but all
in,
I said was he worried me a little bit. His demeanor worried me. I didn't like the way he finished down the stretch. Yeah. You know what I mean? I just forget about the goals or the games you play. His demeanor worried me a little bit. He looked a little bit.
It doesn't worry you now.
No, not at all. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
no,
exactly,
and again, I'm answering Joseph because he was bang on. He was telling me, Biggie, don't worry about it. And he was right.
Yep.
And I've seen him, like I said to you, I see his demeanor in the locker room. It's kind of fun to watch. So, Joseph, you were right. I feel better.
Star number 1, the captain himself. What did MacKinnon's interview? I think he said that's not a big goal. That's a life goal.
Okay, Nate.
Yeah. Look, we all expected Gabe Landeskog's return to help the Colorado Avalanche. I don't think anyone was ready for him to be as good as he was in this hockey game.
In life we always say you take everything for granted until it's taken away.
Yeah.
It was taken away from him. You know what I mean? And like I said to you, saw in his eyes, so happy to be back, so happy to be there, so happy to answer any questions, you know what I mean? Like with media, so happy to just be part of the solution for everything, which is playoff hockey.
Yep.
Like he said, he's making a comeback. It's been 3 years, but it just happens to be playoff hockey. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a Sunday afternoon in January. It's playoff hockey. But I think that's what suits him better.
Is there a more appropriate player for the UC Health Live Extraordinary Player of the Game? I mean, come on. He's been through it, man. He's been through it with the health, and he's back and was crucial to the Avs winning this one.
I love it. I mean, it's so fun. The Ball Arena, I would have cried like a baby. I mean, I was tearing up almost inside here. And then when he almost scored the second one, we were like, oh my Lord.
Man. Yeah. If he had tipped that,
you were hitting last goal. I was hitting 2-goal game. We felt it. I think he felt it. And this is boding really well for him because he looks good. The numbers are good.
Yep.
But the eye test looks good.
It looks great.
He's looking like a hockey player that never missed a step.
Yep.
So it's pretty impressive. You know what I mean? So maybe we don't want that, telling guys take a 3-year off. The Gabe Landeskog. Well, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you just need 1,000 days. That's all.
Yeah, just a little time away. No, Gabe, man, oh man, you don't want to do that. Like I said, that stuff was taken away from him. It's not right. It's not fair. But man, is he fun to watch because it's pretty amazing what he's doing. It's remarkable.
Yeah. It's obviously there are stories there bigger than just the Avalanche or hockey and things like that. Yep. So incredibly impressive from him. Those are our 3 stars of the game. I do want to have this interesting conversation. Pete DeBoer pulls Jake Ottinger to start the period in a 3-0 game. And look, the Avs played great in the second period, but Jake Ottinger balled out in that second period. This game would have been 5-0 after that second period if not for Andre making multiple really good saves.
No, not taking anything away from McKenzie,
But no,
right?
right.
No. But I remember I said there were times like he was probably singing in his head, like just to keep himself busy, right? Because there was not much happening. On the other hand, Otter, he was busy in the second.
Yeah.
He robbed Cale Makar. Like Cale Makar
Right.
could easily have a 3-4 point night just in that second period. And Andre was great. Now, I thought that was really strange to see him pulling.
Not come out for the third? Yeah.
I mean, again, it's a playoff game. As we saw, we've seen last 2 days, I remember, what is it, LA? It was 3-0, whatever. We've seen two teams like come back from 3-0. You score a goal, it's a different game. All of a sudden, you're tight, it's 3-1. So, again, the Smith was fine. You look good. I'm not bashing Casey the Smith. It's nothing you could do on Sammy. I mean, Gabe was doing the work, but I felt that was weird. Maybe, again, they'll never tell us.
Yeah.
But maybe, again, it's tough the fourth day here in altitude. We all know that. Was he cramping? Was he doing something? I don't know. And again, maybe he said something. I'm assuming he's going to say, why would he say anything? I'm just going to say, I'm
it's not
changing
like
him.
he stayed on the bench. It's not like
That's what I mean. No, but
yeah.
sometimes you're cramped. I don't know. We'll never know. And again, I don't know if the Boer is going to answer anything. He might just play dumb and say, I just felt like rest him. I don't know.
Weird one.
I have no idea. But I
Little bit
thought
of a
that
weird
was
one.
strange. Maybe there was something bothering him. I don't know. We'll never know. So, but I thought that it's a weird decision in my book.
I just thought it was a curiosity in this game. Again, in hindsight, I don't think anything you did was preventing the Avs from winning this game.
No, they were getting their butts whooped.
Yeah.
I agree with him. If he's saying that, you know what, guys, you don't deserve Otter. Sometimes you do that. I don't know in the playoffs about doing that, but whatever. On a January day, like, great, awesome. You know what, you goalie's saving your bacon. I'm going to take him out. I get that. I've seen that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't deserve him right now. But again, this is a playoff game. I don't know. I thought that was weird. So
I thought it was weird too. And I know we do 3 stars and our stars are justified. But honestly, if you go up and down the Avs lineup, you could have made anyone the 3rd star tonight.
Sammy G.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Sammy G.
Had a great night.
G was moving.
On
He was
both ends
awesome.
of the puck. Was awesome. Yeah, we mentioned Parker Kelly was the physical engine
Awesome.
to a lot of shifts on this game. You even look at some guys like Kivi Ranta who are getting in and creating grade A opportunities for the Avs. It was all of those guys are great, but it's also important that you take a look at a Marty Necas in a game like this one. And is this the best Marty Necas can play? No. But it's a guy who looked much more comfortable in a playoff game tonight, doing the right things, making the right decisions, using those feet.
He was moving.
And that's what you need in the playoffs. You're not going to produce every night unless you're Nathan freaking MacKinnon, then you might. But everybody else is not going to produce every night, but you still need to play good hockey. And that's what those guys did.
Oh, absolutely. And it's a feel-good game. I don't care about Jonathan Drouin, like played 9 minutes. You know what? He goes on the second, makes a 6. It was a great play.
Yep.
He hasn't made
Protects
those
the
plays.
puck.
He has not made those plays the last few games,
Yep.
right? Now, you can look at it and say, I only played 9 minutes. Or you can say, you know what? I went out there. I made a big play on a big power play. And it is what it is. I'm a team guy. Gabe took that spot really on that line there.
Yeah.
It's his spot,
Yeah.
right? But pile and rank, and that's it. It's a team game, and you'll be called upon. Be ready. There's nothing.
Play your role.
Play your role. That's okay.
Yep.
It's all good.
You need 20 guys playing their role if you want to go far in the playoffs.
Shout out Jack Drury. It was awesome.
Amazing.
I'm going to throw names on pod.
I'm serious. And that's games like this are fun because you could talk about everyone. And you're like, here's a great thing he did tonight.
Yeah.
Here's an amazing thing this guy did tonight. Whoever you talk about, there are positives to bring in. And it's so good to see, especially after the way game 2 and 3 went. These are the type of responses that make you believe, right? If the Avs come out and squeak by this game, you're going, okay, we got it back to tied, but I don't know. You win like that and you say, oh yeah, the Avs are ready.
But on top of it, I want to add something. A lot of people on chat talking about Marchman. Hey, listen. Marchman's doing his job.
100%.
I'll take him on my team.
His job is to make the Avs hate him. That's his job.
I'll take him on my team. Tonight he made one mistake. He took it a little too far.
And they punished him.
And there's a big, what was it, the second goal? Right, that's the Mac goal.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference there on that goal, right? So I like it. I'll take him on my team. He annoys me, just like that number 6. Man, Bishop. You know what I mean? But they're doing their job. But Marchman just took it a little too far tonight, right?
Yep.
And I didn't like that it was Kel McCarr. I didn't like that play at all. I liked it, but I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I love that the Avs made him pay for it.
Well, the Avs did make them pay for it, and we got to pay a few bills. So let's jump over and do that right now, as we are, of course, brought to you by Toyota, the official vehicle of not just us here at DNVR, but the official vehicle of the Colorado Avalanche. Make sure you're getting into a Toyota to get to where you want to go. 17 different all-wheel drive vehicles, which they're going back to that Dallas ice. The Avs might need some all-wheel drive for that.
It's going to be, well, let's look at the weather right now.
Yeah. Hopefully it's cold in Dallas. 16 different hybrid vehicles if you're looking to save money on gas for your commute. Tons of vehicles, something for everyone, whether you're a person who eats people like Manson or you're a person who's got the moves and the shakes like McCarr. Either way, they got that vehicle. Get to your local Front Range Toyota stores, including AutoNation Toyota, Rapid and Centennial, Corbin Toyota and Boulder, Groove Toyota and Littleton, Mountain States Toyota and Denver, Stevenson Toyota East Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Again, Toyota, the official vehicle of the Colorado Avalanche and DNVR. Let's go places. Once you've got yourself your car and you can get to where you want to go, you're often going to want to go home. And the best part of your home is good flooring. Make sure you get in with Empire today and get your flooring right. You can jump in with them and get $350 off new floors at empiretoday.com/DNVR, or of course, use the DNVR code to get that deal. They only carry the best products, so none of the junk. You'll have the good stuff, whether it's the hardwood, whether it's the tile, whether it's the carpet. They carry the best products out there for you, and you can even get an in-home estimate completely for free. They'll send somebody out. They'll show you what the floors look like. They'll show your space. It'll be good. You'll be able to make a good choice based on that with Empire today. So get with them today. Make sure you're using that DNVR code or going to empiretoday.com/DNVR. And of course, you can always call 1-800-588-2300 Empire. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast, and we do have the noise from Coach Bednar here after a crucial win for the Avs. Let's see what Bedsy had to say about a really good hockey game.
Just wait for the mic. Questions for Jared Bednar. Start here with Justin.
There's obviously been a lot of focus on Gabriel Landeskog's return. You've said a lot of great things about him, but what's kind of going through your mind emotionally when you see him score his first goal back in 3 years?
I was just proud of him again. I mean, I'm proud of him regardless of if he scores or not, just because I know what he's gone through and I know how difficult that was. So. But I mean, I think that just takes it to another level. Like you know that he wants to come back, he wants to contribute the way he did in the past, and he's off to a great start. It's obviously a huge goal when you're in a playoff game, and yes, it was great to see.
Has he exceeded your expectations?
I said the other night I was surprised with the level of play he got to, even just in game one. Just like the poise he has with the puck and. You know, like I was just worried about the game being a little bit too fast for him, not because of his training or conditioning or skating with his leg or any of that. It was just more of like being out of the game that long. You know, it's a long time and it's hard to do, but it seems like he's, settling in nicely.
Evan, then Ryan.
Brock said this morning he wants to be a difference maker. Was that his best game in an Avalanche uniform?
It was his best game of the series, for sure. And he played a couple good games for us, So, we needed our big boys to step up tonight, obviously, and make a difference. And I thought all of them were outstanding, including Brock.
Right.
Another big goal from Logan. I mean, just what are the contributions from, the bottom two lines, those guys, when the games can be tight?
Well, that line has been exceptional. I said it all year, they're our most consistent line, night in, night out, with the detail and the commitment that they play with and how competitive they are as a group of three. And, I've said it before, they do a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of D-zone starts, a lot of penalty kill time. Their forecheck has been relentless, and obviously that's a huge goal for us. Special teams were incredible tonight, right? Power play goes 1 for 1, penalty kill 4 for 4, and they pick up a shorty, and those guys have a lot to do with that.
John, there was a point in the second period where the spacing and chemistry of the offense was so sharp that it was artistic, and the crowd was feeding into it. Did a switch flip?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, we were just on our toes. It was highly competitive. Puck decisions were all good. Guys were willing to skate with the puck and force them to defend. Some of the things we've been talking about for a few games now, and it came together there for a while tonight, which was good to see. I thought it continued in the third period a little bit too.
Jesse, then Pierre.
Coach, you told us these last couple of days that you guys have had too many quiet players through the first 3 games. That sure felt like a complete effort from your group tonight.
It was, yeah. I can't find a player on our roster that I didn't like tonight.
Pierre, then Corey.
Jared, getting this version of Landeskog back 2 games into his 3-year return, what does it do to your lineup that it's the top 6 forward version it looks like that you're getting, as opposed to, you probably didn't know a month ago what version you'd be getting?
Yeah, we didn't know for certain. We were certainly hopeful. But yeah, I mean, it's big because it just adds another huge piece to it, to our lineup that gives us even more depth. And especially when you lose a guy like Colton, right? Like, he's played in our top 9, top 6 all year, and he's been an impact player there, and we lose him for a bit, and Landy is able to come in, and I mean, he's looked great. So, and I like the chemistry of that line again tonight. They played a few shifts together the other night, and they're back on it again tonight, and so that's a good sign.
Bailey, then Eric.
You did mention that, you know, you were looking for a little bit more out of that second line. You make a couple changes. Did you feel like that was kind of what you wanted to see from a group that's supposed to be, you know, contributing?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's 2 good home games from those guys, Val, Nelly, Landy on there. You know, like, that's been a good line for us in the last 2 home games and on both sides of the puck, right? Like, it's not just about production. Certainly we need production, you know, spread out through our lineup. You got to come up with enough chances to be able to put some by these guys, and we did that tonight. The other night we had a little bit of a tough time, you know, but on the defensive side of it, they've been really good too.
Your last one's Eric.
Jared, when you look at the way the series has been played, you guys leading for all but 62 seconds or the game is tied and scoring the first goal every single time, like, is there any added confidence knowing that it's a best of 3 now and you guys have played like that for 4 games? Does that change the way you look at the series at all?
I like the way we played in this series. I'm not gonna lie. You know, like, we didn't get the result we wanted in game 2 and game 3. There's certainly some things in both those games that we could have done better, including game 1 and at times even tonight. But you know, last year we played hard in this series too. I can't remember if it was last year where we didn't get a lead and we didn't get the result we wanted, and this year we're getting it and we still are fighting for those results. So, like, scoring first, the only score that matters is a score at the end of the game. I'm not going to be happy unless we're winning hockey games, and but I like a lot of the things we're doing. Like, we're competing. We're competing as hard as we can compete, and you know, we have some improvements we can make and some things we have to continue to do really well in order to, you know, shut down their offense, and it's not an easy task, but we're competing in the right areas to try and do that.
Finish with Colleen.
Not that there was any question with any confidence in Mackenzie Blackwood, but how great is it to see him get the playoff shutout and just boost his confidence?
I think that a game like that hopefully can boost everybody's confidence that we're able to go and try and repeat that performance.
Thanks, Jared.
Thanks,
Yeah, thank you.
So Gabriel here shortly.
All right, that's Bedsy, and now we have just in time Justin Michael in the arena, presented by Bet365. J. Mike, thank you for joining us. Yeah, about as good as it could go. No.
Yeah, I would say the vibes, the concourse throughout the building, the energy, it's completely different from what we experienced the other night. Obviously, there was a ton of juice pregame. There was a lot of excitement for Landeskog's return, but this was the substance that we were searching for. This was the explosive performance that we needed to see out of those top guys. And I mean, I think you got to feel pretty good. I'm in agreement with what Bednar said post-game, and I think you do have to feel pretty good about where you're at going into what's now a best of 3. But this was the statement performance they needed, and I just thought it was really encouraging because, to be honest, you know, some of the vibes before the game kind of seemed like the Avs were business as usual, but like you could feel that there was
tension. There was definitely a palpable feeling of like, we can't let this one get away from us. The feeling pregame Dallas as I'm coming into the arena, the guys are goofing around, kicking a soccer ball. Like they seemed really light. And I'll be honest, for a second, I was like, oh man, I don't know if I love this. Dallas feels like they're free, feels like they're loose. But then they came out and they got their butts kicked, man. And the fact that DeBoer was willing to wave the white flag after just 2 periods, only down 3-0. I think that speaks to the level of dominance that Colorado in particular played with in that second period.
I'm curious, you've been in the building for all 4 games. If you had to pick a best player in the series, who would it be?
Man, I'd be hard pressed not to say Gabe after what he did tonight, 2-point night. But I think you got to give it to Logan O'Connor. I think I got to give it to the mayor because he's making some of the loudest plays in this series. Like, he's scoring and capitalizing on some of these opportunities in a way that you would expect from your top 6 guys, to get that type of short-handed momentum flipping goal. Like I felt like that goal set the whole tone and really kind of put the Avs in position to strangle the Stars in this one. It's a long game or long series. There's still plenty to be played, but I got to go LOC.
A few in the chat arguing for Blackwood to be the best player. Is he on the board?
Yeah, I think he's at least top 3, right? I mean, had a 1-goal game. Now he had a shutout. Blackwood has not been the issue. Blackwood is not the reason this series is, or you've dropped a couple of games in these series, and if anything, has probably kept you in it at times. So, I mean, he's been out of this world. I thought Ottinger was pretty impressive, too, before they pulled him. I think that very easily could have been a 6-7-0 lead going into the third. So, I think the goaltenders have been tremendous, and you got to credit them, like, because that was the big question mark all year, right? Like, would the Avs have the goaltending to match the star power of the rest of the lineup? And so far, it's I think you would say he's even exceeded expectations.
Question for you, like, obviously you're in the press box, which is unlike basketball, it's towards the ceiling. When Gabe scored, did you get hit by any pieces of the ceiling? It looked like the roof blew off. You know what I mean? Like, so did you get hit by debris, you know what I mean, of the roof collapsing when Gabe scored?
I had to look around. You got to be quick on your toes because you never know what's going to happen. But I'll be honest, that might be the loudest I've ever heard Ball Arena. That pop for the Landeskog goal. It was pretty. It was pretty loud the other night when they welcomed him back. But I think just the sheer excitement of the moment, because it happened so fast, right? Like on that play, and I turned to a second, I was like, that was Landeskog, right? That's Landy, right? And we're all like, yeah, I think it was Landeskog. And we're all like trying to tweet it because you don't want to miss the moment. But it was unreal, man. I got a little emotional there. Like, how could you not get a little bit emotional with everything this guy's been through? I watched the rest of the doc last night for a second time to kind of get myself in the vibe coming into the game, and then for it to play out like that, like this is straight out of a storybook. I'm honestly, like, I got goosebumps even just sitting here talking to you guys about it, because it's just such a special moment. Like we talked about it the other night, that it didn't feel like it was just a PR stunt, right? Like this feels like Gabe Landeskog. And I mean, you guys are by far the experts here, but I think it's shocking how well he's played. And I was pretty optimistic coming in after what we saw in Loveland.
There can't be many people that had maybe Gabe Landeskog is the best player in the series on their bingo card for this one. I mean, come on.
You know what? Like, honestly, like, I just to add to Gabe, like I told you, I saw him this morning, and then so proud of him for making the comeback, like you said, last game. Forget about the goal tonight. But I just wanted to bear hug him, and I did. I bear hugged him this morning. And I said, I'm so proud of you. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to say. It's a human story. It's not even a hockey story right now. It's way beyond hockey. But what he did tonight and what he's been doing is remarkable, because we're talking about everybody in chat, Justin, you, me, like arguably top 3 players on the Avs. So it's pretty amazing. You know what I mean? Right? I mean, it's just amazing.
Maybe not the guys you would expect on the list. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's, man, oh man. I'm glad you were in the building. I'm glad you got to witness that. it's a great moment in Colorado sports history for me in my book. I think it is.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to be sappy about it.
It will be a thing, for sure.
It is. I think it's awesome.
Justin, you have a quick turnaround to our flight back to Dallas coming up here. How do you and how do the Avs keep this momentum into a Game 5 on unfriendly confines?
Well, I got a couple of Diet Pepsis ready to go, so we're gonna get nice and caffeinated before start busting into the clips, getting into the writing. But yeah, I mean, it's a quick turnaround, right? And in some regards, I know they got kind of chippy there at the end, but I'm glad that it wasn't a grind it out type third period where you're, exerting yourself not only physically, but the stress and everything that comes with that. I do think that bodes well. I also think it helps that you had an extra night here in between, but you got to keep this momentum, right? And that's going to be the big thing for me is, can you keep this rolling now in hostile territory? We finally saw what we wanted to out of those top lines. It's not like they were awful like before. They just were not firing on all cylinders to the way that they're capable of. And I think the big thing here is just don't ride the emotion too much. And I know I'm probably sounding a little bit like a coach, but I mean, you got 2 of the next 3 on the road. So you did what you needed to put yourself in position to have a chance to take this series. But it's certainly not time to pop champagne. And I think everybody's well aware of that. Admittedly, I do think the vibes tonight, just given how everything went with Landeskog, like I think I saw Nathan MacKinnon smile more in a 2 or 3 minute stretch tonight than I've seen him smile in the last 2 months combined. So I think they're feeling good. But, hopefully that doesn't end up being a situation where you ride too high and then, you start celebrating before the series is over. But I don't get that impression at all. And if anything, I think this was kind of freeing, take some of that pressure off of Colorado and now put it on Dallas and see if they can respond in their own barn. And if you can steal one, all of a sudden you're coming back for what should be just an insane Game 6. Hopefully it's not too loud in the background. There's some stuff going on, but I'm interested to see how they respond here.
Yeah, work to do, but you still should feel good about it. Any final thoughts here, and we'll let you crack into those Diet Pepsis there.
This was really encouraging. Like the other night, it was great that Landeskog played so well, but it felt like the fact that he was one of the best players was more of a negative because of what we were, still seeking from the top guys. For Landeskog to be one of the top guys, but the top guys are also playing well. Now all of a sudden, the vibes of this team feel like a true contender. And I think everybody knew that they were anyways, but this was a validation, I believe, of what the Colorado Avalanche can be, which is a team that has above average goaltending. They skate with anybody in the world, and when they get going offensively and when they're able to control the pace like they were in that second period, good luck. They're hard to keep up with.
Love it. We'll leave it at that. Justin, thank you for calling in. We got a few bills to pay here, so let's jump over and do that. As we are, of course, sponsored by Long Drink for this one. Fantastic. Can't recommend them enough. They're peach. Mwah, delicious. But they also have a bunch of other flavors too. Go check them out. They're super refreshing. They're gluten-free and all natural. It's great. I don't know what to tell you. They were really good. And, we got to keep drinking them until Lecky scores a real goal. So that's got to happen too.
But with his foot.
Look, go check them out. Doesn't leave you with the full beer feeling either. They're not super heavy. They're nice and light. The crisp and smooth as well. So if you haven't had the opportunity to try a Long Drink, they are a very hockey drink too. The Lecky joke is because they're Finnish. The drink is from Finland. That's where they originate. So it makes sense. I promise. If you haven't gone over, visit longdrink.com/where to get it to find Long Drink in a store near you. They are available in most locations. Again, that's longdrink.com/where to get it to find it near you. Or you can always come down to the DNVR bar where we have it for you to drink. Once you've had a long drink, once you're living the life, make sure you also get on with Bet365. Jump in with them. We had a few bets. Yeah.
Mackenzie Blackwood shutout.
I was not a believer in that one.
Boom!
But you're
First
up.
time I bet it. First time.
Hit it.
Hit it.
That good. He's just that good. Listen to E's
Gabe
bets.
Landeskog, 2 goals.
Close.
But it was close. Sammy. Be nice. Just say Gabe touched it. I'm kidding. That would have been nice.
I'll let you do our bets next pregame.
You
maybe.
had Gabe as last
I know,
goal.
I
You had
know.
Gabe as last goal. That was a sick bet.
Also had MacKinnon first goal. He scored second. We were close.
We love Sammy.
We were
too.
close.
We love Sammy.
I super
Sammy.
happy.
Yeah.
If you bet Sammy to score,
Exactly.
you probably got great
That's
money.
awesome.
So
Yeah.
jump on those bets with Bet365. You can also, so far in the playoffs, the Colorado double has hit 100% of the time. It's just whether you picked win or lose.
Yeah.
So
True.
So maybe go in with that. Whatever you're betting on, make sure you do with Bet365. Use the DNVR 365 code when you sign up. Put in $10, bet $5 in anything. Win or lose that bet, you get $150 in bonus bets. Play around with on whatever you want. You can download the app with the link QR code right there on screen. Of course, when you do gamble with Bet365, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. Last period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. You guys have got us to nearly 300 likes, so thank you for that. We got double shots. We'll do the double for you. Number 2.
Oh my God.
Ooh. All right. What is this? What is all that?
That means it's all good.
Okay.
Good vibes.
All right. Good vibes. The vibes are good right now for the Colorado Avalanche. I think there is no doubt about that. Realistically, this is A+ game from Colorado Avalanche. So I don't think you're going to ask them to play that well going into game 5, 6, 7. But what can you realistically expect? How do they keep this momentum? What do they need to take from tonight's game other than they were just better?
Well, I think it's like if I'm Bednar and company tomorrow, it's like this. Look, boys, you screwed yourselves because this is
Now
how
you
you
gotta
play
do that
hockey.
again.
I know you can do it. I know when you put your mind to it, you do the right things. Here you are. Go duplicate it.
Do it again.
We all know the other team has a lot to do with that.
Of course.
Of
Not
course.
Dallas's best game
But
by
tonight,
any
not their
stretch,
best
yeah.
game. But again, why is that? I don't know. If there was flip-flop, we would be like questioning ourselves a little bit. God, you had a chance to go up 3-1 and, expect Dallas to have a way better game.
Yes.
Are we talking about
yes.
Monday? Monday game, right? And what's today? Saturday?
It would be Monday.
Monday, yeah. So expect Dallas to be a lot better Monday. And expect the Avalanche to come back and have their A game again. You know what I mean? I don't see why they wouldn't have their A game. I'm expecting their A game. I think they will show up with their A game. So it's gonna be
There might
one
be
nice
some
hockey game.
More
Monday.
adversity to face, though. Yeah.
You gotta be ready for it. Tonight you didn't really face any.
Yep.
In a nutshell, right? Because everything went right. There's a reason it went right because you were doing the right things, so you get rewarded for that. But overall, it was not the hardest fought game. You know what I mean? Because Dallas was not. And again, there's a reason Dallas wasn't at their best because Colorado was at their best, and they didn't have an answer.
Colorado
for it.
earned an easy third
Absolutely.
period, but it was also an easy third period.
Yes, sir.
So fair is fair on that front.
Yep.
I really think that the Avs proved something to themselves as much as everyone else today.
Mm-hmm.
They are capable of looking like the best team on the planet.
Yeah.
And look, if they go do it 2 more times, they're absolutely moving on. If they go beat this team ugly 2 more times, they're also still moving on. I think it's important to remember it does not have to be perfect.
It doesn't. And sometimes it's ugly.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And again, I thought the Landy goal was so pretty. You know what I mean? Because why?
Yeah.
Melson was awesome. He's flying through, and then it's just the half clapper from Landy that we're so accustomed to. And but sometimes it's ugly. You know what I mean? And it was ugly. The 4th goal was ugly. Landy is battling in front. Sammy posing on that. That's ugly. That's how you score goals.
I want to talk about that with Landy specifically that we kind of skipped over. That should give me maybe more confidence than anything else in this game. Yes, Landy played great. He did all these good things. The dude just was stronger in front of the net. That's the type of stuff that you're like, well, we'll see. We'll see where Landy's legs are at. We'll see how the knee holds up. We'll see how he adjusts. Dude was a monster net front and just said, yeah, this is my space now. Sorry.
That's where you win games.
Yep.
In the offensive zone, in the paint there, look every night. Every game, every night, playoff games. You get dirty, you get in the blue paint there. And on the defensive side of things, you got to be able to box out. I thought the Avs boxed out well tonight. I thought Josh was a monster in front of the net. I thought Sammy was battling like a dog in front of the net. Guys were on the correct side of the puck. They were not on the wrong side. Just think of the goal in overtime.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Was it Sammy's battling, but the guy snug behind, so then he's turning his goal. Remember I tell you guys when your feet are facing the other way? Tonight, nobody got caught on the wrong side. So it was awesome to watch.
And it's a team that put a lot of pieces together. The neutral zone looked great like it did in game 1.
Mm-hmm.
The offensive zone looked super solid, much simpler hockey. All of the decisions we've been asking them to make, they were. The defensive zone was frankly downright brutal for Dallas. They did not have a fun time in the Av zone in this game. They were making them, well, frankly, they weren't making them work. They were outworking them far for the majority of the night. It's the good stuff. That is the good stuff. Shoot me up with that and let's run. We have a bunch of super chats to get to, so let's jump over to those. Woo. 279 from James, who says, poutine money for Big E. Meow.
The cat. Meow.
He's got a cat as his picture, too. That's good.
The cat.
Good.
Meow.
$5 from Tyler, who says, oh, Captain, my captain, we will follow you to whatever end.
I love it.
Yep. Gabe's the man. 1192 for Gabe from the Stig says, Landy in front of the net and causing havoc was so missing this series. Yeah, that net front presence matters a lot for Colorado. It really does.
Outstanding.
$5 from Wilson, who says, Game 5 is for the series IMO. Whether the Storm in Game 5 find a way to win and win this MF on home ice in Game 6. It's been like 15 years since the Avs won on home ice. But it's also been a long time since they've won a Game 7. So I won't be picky. Win the series. I'll take it however you can get it. $5 from the Walrus, who says, I ate a can of beans all game, ripped massive farts with absolutely no fear of pooping my pants. Thanks, Blackwood. In farts we trust.
Walrus. Puts a smile on my face, that dude, all the time.
$2 from Twister, who says, thoughts on the Stars' supposed taking game puck. Don't care. Everyone's going to try to do some stuff to get under your skin. That's the playoffs. Don't let that stuff affect you. Go out there and dunk them on the ice again. They can have all the pucks if they're going to play like that. It's fine. And then a ridiculous $50 super chat from Cody Parker. Thank you so much. And he just says, boobs. Beautiful.
I like it.
Truly amazing.
But those mind games at the end of the game, that's fine. Yeah, I always say, you know what? I got no problem. Don't show that they got to you. Even though I think it's bush league, it bothers me.
Yep.
But don't show that it bothers you. You know what I mean? Don't give them credit. You know what I mean? But do I like that they did that now? I do. I mean, secretly, I do. You know what I mean? I like the games within the games. You know what I mean? I like the mind games, so it is what it is.
I got one last question for you, E. Gut feel off the top of your head. Heiskanen in Game 5, yes or no?
Man, I was watching him this morning. Just closely, it's his left knee, right? I think you can see his brace and everything.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell. You know, that's fine. Again, a lot of guys. I play with two of them, so I'm not. But I was watching him really is he trying to be ready? Is he that close? It's hard to tell. He's certainly looking better than Landy 2 years ago when we was skating. Remember, we're people are like, oh, you might
was
play.
barely
No,
moving.
I mean, that was not it's you can tell he's pushing, but he's not pushing all the way because he's not ready. Now, could he be ready Monday? I don't know. I don't know. I think that'd be pushing it. From what I saw, again, I'm not their doctor. And you know what? I want best on best. So if he's ready to go, you know what I mean? I would love for him to be there because that's hockey. You want the best players to be out there. So I don't see it Monday. I don't. From what I saw.
Okay.
Again, I'm not a doctor. I play one on TV. That's it.
If Dallas is shorthanded again on Monday, go take advantage of it. You said it all night. That bottom pairing of Dallas is exposable now.
Yeah.
So do that again in Game 5.
Yeah.
We are going to wrap up this post-game show. We do have a late super chat from Jeff joining the In Farts We Trust hashtag. Jump on that, everybody. I'm sure everyone will love that hashtag.
Yes.
That'll be fun. The DNVR vibes are absolutely back up. Go check out the new shirts down there. Go hit up the DNVR.com to get all of Justin and AJ's written stuff. We love you guys. We appreciate y'all. This has been the DNVR Avalanche post-game show presented by Bet365.
We all silly like the mayor.